Hi, it's Mrs. Lehue, and I wanted to give you just a few tips of things that you can do on the English test. Mrs. Washington will give you tips on content for the English test and how you can answer those questions. But basically, on the English test, it is 75 questions. You have 45 minutes to complete it. There are 5 reading passages, and each reading passage has 15 questions that go with it. But don't get overwhelmed by that, because technically we're going to show you, you don't necessarily have to read the whole passages. You can just look at individual sentences to answer the grammar skills that are requested. But there are 3 types of questions: production of writing, knowledge of language, conventions of standard English. Don't be too concerned if you don't know what those are. That basically, when you get your score report, it will be categorized into these 3 sections. So don't worry about it if you don't understand what these are. What I want you to know is that there are 2 types of questions that you should be concerned about. There are short questions and there are long questions. Basically, the short questions are questions that do not have a question stem, where something is underlined in the passage and then you have answer spot 1, 2, 3, and 4 answers for how to correct the underlined portion. The long questions are ones that have a question stem, and oftentimes those are the ones that ask you to read the passage as a whole, to omit or delete, or to rearrange the passage. And that's where I want you to not do the whole test. I want you to sacrifice. If you're hovering around a 19 on your ACT, or if you just know English is not very easy for you, you struggle with the concepts of English, then what I want you to do is consider sacrificing those long questions, which there will be anywhere between 15 and 25 long questions on the test. So any question that asks you to read or asks you to rearrange or to omit or to delete, maybe those are the ones that you sacrifice. And remember, when we talked about sacrificing, we talked about choosing our one answer spot and sticking with that throughout the test. So again, short questions, nothing before the answer choices. Long questions, there's a statement before the answer questions or answer choices. It's the long questions that I'd like for you to consider sacrificing if you're hovering around a 19. If you are rocking it with a 28 or 29 and you know how to do the long questions, then by all means, go ahead and attempt those long questions. So this is only for those who are struggling below a 19 or who struggle in English in general.
Hi everyone, welcome to the second part of the Bootcamp English ACT, or the ACT Bootcamp for English. So I want to talk about a couple things that you will need to be successful on the English test. First, the ACT prefers simple and concise sentences. You want sentences that avoid redundancies. Okay, let's look at that. It's right here. Okay. Then let's look at it again over here. Simple and concise. Okay, let me make that bigger. The shortest answer is most likely the correct answer. Not always, but most times. Shortest answer, correct answer. Ooh. I'm going backwards and I shouldn't be. Well, if I can get my slideshow to work, there we go. Okay, avoid long, wordy answers. The ACT does not like wordy answers. Simple and concise. Remember that, simple and concise. If you have the choice to omit, you should probably choose it. Omit means delete or to take out, okay? If that is the option, you should probably choose it. 80% of the time, omit is the correct choice. Okay, 80% of the time. Let's look at this. Okay, during the last months of the year, the ducks begin their long migration south, comma, an extensive journey. Which should we do? No change. South, comma, which covers hundreds of miles. South, period, or south over territory that is far-reaching. Now remember, simple and concise. To be simple and concise, we want to choose C. Long migration already tells us they're on an extensive journey, so we need to delete that and just go with south. Okay, next. Oh, my PowerPoint's not going to work. Well, let me see if I can get it to work this way. Technology's great, guys. Okay, hold on. I'm going to have to reload it. Here we go. I think we were on slide like 35. We just went over this. Shortest answer is correct. Okay. The answer never repeats information. Never. Just like we looked at. Okay? It never redundant. Redundant means to repeat. Each year, the organization holds a ceremony annually to recognize members who have contributed significant time. It's looking at a ceremony annually. No change, just a ceremony every 12 months, or yearly ceremony. The correct answer is going to be B. They've already told us every year. They don't need to repeat annually. Annually means the same thing as each year. 12 months means the same thing. Yearly means the same thing. So, like I said, B is the best choice. Commas. We're going to learn 4 different rules for using commas. Number 1, you use commas to separate things in a list or series. You are really, really, really good at doing this because this is the first way you learn to use a comma. You learned this way back in elementary school. You're super good at it. There it is. Y'all got that. Y'all can do that. Next, comma number 2 is when you use a comma and a conjunction. These are our fanboys conjunctions. I've always taught these as for and nor but or yet so. Yes, I sang them like that. So in your head, just kind of go for and nor but or yet so and decide, do you need a comma? A comma and a conjunction is used to connect 2 complete sentences. You need both the comma and the conjunction to connect 2 complete sentences. The comma is not strong enough to hold it. The conjunction is not strong enough to hold it. But when they come together, they can hold 2 complete sentences together. That's what you're looking for. If you don't have 2 complete sentences, you don't need the comma. You're okay just with your conjunction, okay? If you have 2 complete sentences, comma, conjunction. Okay? You cannot connect 2 complete sentences with just the comma. That's called a comma splice. I promise you it will be on the ACT. The ACT will connect 2 complete sentences with nothing but a comma, and then they'll ask you to fix it. It is a comma splice. Add that conjunction to it. You cannot connect 2 complete sentences with just a conjunction. You have to have comma and a conjunction. If I sang my fanboy song again, for and nor but or yet so, there's another part of it that goes comma and a conjunction. Okay? Sing it while you take the ACT. It'll be fun. Okay? Mrs. Smith offers tutoring after school, comma, her students benefit greatly. Comma splice, guys. We need a conjunction. We cannot join those 2 with just a comma. Complete sentence, complete sentence. We need a conjunction. Mrs. Smith offers tutoring after school and her students benefit greatly. Again, we have 2 complete sentences, but all we have is a conjunction. We need a comma, comma, and a conjunction. Sing it, people. You can do it. Here we go. I enjoy my English class, comma, but I have to work much harder in math. We have the comma and the conjunction joining 2 complete sentences. Hooray! Okay, comma rule number 3, cutting off excess. Commas cut off excess information from the rest of the sentence, okay? Excess information must be cut off from a complete sentence with a comma. If it's excess, cut it off with that comma. Underline the part of the sentence that can stand on its own. Anything else, cut it off with the comma. When I was little, I wanted to take a trip to the moon. When I was little is excess information. We don't need it. The complete sentence is right here. I wanted to take a trip to the moon. So when I was little is cut off with that comma. Hooray! Let me see if I can move. Oh, I'm going to move myself up here. There we go. My teacher is insistent upon homework, comma, whether we think we need the practice or not. Whether we think we need the practice or not, that is excess information. We don't need it. The complete sentence is my teacher's insistent upon homework. So we set that aside with the comma. Oh no, did we freeze again? We did. Let me restart. I wonder what slide we're on. Will it tell me? 92. Okay. I'm going to refresh and go back to slide 92. I'm sorry, guys. Here we go. Nope, that's slide 83. Keep going. Oh, it might help if I make it big. I'm just going to click through these to get to where we were because that's going to seem to be quicker. Comma rule number 4. Separating adjectives that describe the same word. If you can rearrange the describing words, then you must separate them with a comma. If you cannot rearrange the describing words, whoa! Yo, go back. If you cannot rearrange the describing words, you don't need a comma. I asked for help. I asked for help. The awkward, I asked for help with. I think we're missing a with there. I asked for help with the awkward heavy box, so I didn't drop it. We need a comma because we can rearrange them. I asked for help with the heavy awkward box. Because we can rearrange them, we have to have the comma. If you cannot rearrange them, we don't need the comma. Okay. This is the one I want to look at. I know I went backwards there. I bought my husband a dark gray suit for his job interview. No comma, because we cannot rearrange it. We can't say a gray dark suit. We say a dark gray suit. So because we cannot rearrange them, there's no comma. Okay. Now we're going to go over punctuation. We're going to go over the semicolon, the colon, and dashes. How much fun is that? Semicolons. The only thing that a semicolon can do is separate two complete sentences. Two complete sentences, you can join them with a semicolon. Yes, you can join them with a comma and a conjunction, but you can also join them with a semicolon. You get to choose. It's exactly like a period and a capital letter. Flights have become more affordable, semicolon, the most convenient way to travel. Does this work? No, because the most convenient way to travel is not a complete sentence. No, don't use a semicolon there. It does not work. I like traveling to warm climates, semicolon. Colder destinations do not interest me. Do we have two complete sentences? Yes, so the semicolon works. Hooray for the semicolon. Okay, colons. Are you ready for colons? What comes before the colon must be a complete sentence. Complete sentence comes before the colon, no matter what. If you see a colon, read to the left, it better be a complete sentence. What comes after? It could be a list, a detail, or an explanation. Okay? The 4 states bordering Mexico are Texas, Arizona, California, and New Mexico. Does this work? Nope, no, does not work, because look, the 4 states bordering Mexico are. That is not a complete sentence. That colon does not work. So no. Now, I am nervous to take calculus next year, colon. Math has always been my weakest area. That works because I am nervous to take calculus next year is a complete sentence. We can use the colon there. Complete sentence, Explanation, colon works, woohoo! Dashes. One dash. Let's talk about one dashers. What comes before the dash must be a complete sentence. Are you seeing a pattern here with our complete sentences? What comes before the dash must be a complete sentence. What comes after the dash is just excess. Okay? The woman was desperate to return to her home. Dash, Ireland. Look before the dash. The woman was desperate to return to her home. Is it a complete sentence? Then your dash works. Okay. My family makes homemade ice cream every 4th of July. Dash, a time-honored tradition. Again, before the dash, is it a complete sentence? It is. So your dash works. Are you ready for this? Sometimes there's 2 dashes. Crazy. Crazy. 2 dashes. Oh, where are my 2 dashes? I'm going to have to refresh. Here we go. The good thing is we're almost at the end. It's been exciting though, hasn't it? Okay. Here we go. Yep, there's the 1 dash page. Let's click through it. Two dashes. Ready for 2 dashes? Here we go. Everything between the 2 dashes is excess and can be taken out. You can remove it from that sentence. Everything between the 2 dashes. While flying is more convenient, let me start over. While flying is a more convenient way to travel, dash, although usually more expensive, dash, my mother is still too afraid to board a plane. We can remove all that information in between the 2 dashes and we still have a complete sentence that makes sense. So those 2 dashes work. If there's already a dash in the sentence, then you should probably choose the answer choice with the other dash. Okay? Yay! So that was our little ACT boot camp. You should have this sheet available to you. Everything I went over is on this sheet. Okay? Simple and concise. Commas. Punctuation. Okay? Dashes, colons, semicolons, separating adjectives, cutting off excess, commas and conjunctions, separating items. Okay? Look at this. Oh, excuse me. If there's an answer choice that says omit or delete, then 80% of the time, that is the correct one. Okay? Correct answers never repeat information. Read through this list. Message me if you have questions. Good luck. You're going to do great. Thanks.